corner, wearing the black trunks, silver accessories, he weighs 238 pounds. His professional record, 13 wins, 1 defeat, 1 draw. He has 7 knockouts. He hails from Columbus, Ohio, Diamond D, Darren Hayden. Hayden. His opponent in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks, red trim, he weighs 241 pounds. He is undefeated in 20 professional bouts. He has 18 knockouts. He hails from Warsaw, Poland, and now makes his home in Chicago, Illinois, Andrew Gołota. Gołota, 10 rounds, heavyweights.
Andrew. I gave you instructions in the dressing room. Do you have any questions? We have 10 rounds. Let's go to work.
I don't know what that may have meant to Andrew Gołota. We have 10 rounds. He has gone beyond the 3rd round on only 2 occasions. His longest fight has been 8, but he has 11 first-round knockouts and 5 in the 2nd round. But tonight he takes a little bit of step up against a Darren Hayden, relative unknown, but Hayden, who has been a sparring partner for Vander Holyfield, Bone Crusher Smith, Lennox Lewis, Ray Mercer, Oliver McCall, to name a few. But as you heard, he says, I am no sparring partner with sparring partner syndrome. He has been put in a lot of fights as an opponent, but he keeps on winning these fights, and he is undefeated in his last 8. And he whacked out a fighter who has sparring partner syndrome, and Kim Odom, in his last fight. And he is a very strong and durable young man, a guy who has never been knocked off his feet. So a supreme test here for Gołota, who has that super knockout record.
Oh yeah, Darren Hayden said, I did the sparring partner thing. He said, now my time has come. And with the success of Oliver McCall winning the heavyweight championship of the world, Darren thinks that his time is now, and his time is tonight.
Well, Hayden can't stand right in front of Gołota because he's going to get the shots.
And he said he knew that. He said, my style is a boxer brawler. I like to brawl. It is a more enjoyable way to fight. The rounds go by faster, but I tell you, with a big puncher like Andrew Gołota, you cannot stand in there, especially the first 3 rounds. 18 of KOs in the first 3. If Hayden can get past that 3rd round, and he wants to bring Andrew Gołota out to the deep sea and make him drown himself.
Which means, like here in the first round, why is he standing in front of him?
Again, he likes to fight this way. No, it's not the right way to fight Andrew Gołota, but it's fun to fight that way.
Fun for a sparring partner.
Yes. But look at the hands up around the face, blocking the shots.
Hayden comes off a couple of good wins this year, beat undefeated Al Williams, and also Big Greg Payne, a victory for Hayden. And he has taken some heavy shots here early from the 26-year-old Gołota, who is making his way up the ladder. He's now ranked number 21 by the WBC. Oh, and Hayden does go down. For the first time in his career, he was fighting with fire, and he pays the price.
Now that's the problem you have when you go in, asking yourself, I wonder if this man can punch. Mouthpiece comes flying out, buys a few extra seconds for Darren Hayden.
Strategically comes out of the mouth.
Good move from Hayden. Gets him a few extra seconds. They'll wash that mouthpiece off.
And there is Jerry Page, the gold medalist, the '84 Olympics of the United States. He is the trainer of Hayden. Hayden now trying to tie up Gołota, who is looking for his 12th first-round knockout. Hayden with the hold, still 20 seconds to go. Gołota has some room. Hayden in trouble. And now Hayden fights back. He is hoping to hear that bell.
He's hearing him now. He's hearing a lot of bells. The right hand, the punch that did the damage, but the left hook put him on the canvas.
But he survives the first round.
Darren Hayden visits the canvas in that first round, and here's why. Watch, the big punches. The left hook actually knocked the mouthpiece out, but the right hand did the damage, and down over Darren Hayden, the first time that he'd been down in his career.
Look how tight Hayden is coming out for this second round. He has played right into the hands of Gołota.
This is sparring partner syndrome. Lay against the ropes, your hands up around your face, but I've never talked to a fighter who will admit that he has sparring partner syndrome.
Hayden is just not moving.
Right. When you get hit, you have to react. They told him between rounds, Jerry Page said, use the right hand of the body and you have to move your head. You are not going to be in this fight if you do not move your head. Jerry Page right on. Former boxer. Realizes, oh, there it is, the right hand over the top. That's the punch you got to watch out for with Andrzej Gołota. When you start going to change a fighter's style, someone like Gołota who spent his whole life with that European style, it is a dangerous thing to do. But I tell you, Lou Duva can do it where nobody else can. Lou Duva is a fantastic trainer. That's what he's done with Gołota. But
well, he has had Hayden in his camp.
Yes,
right, sparring with some of his fighters.
Exactly. He
sparring with Holyfield.
Trained Darren Hayden until 1991 when Darren Hayden started becoming a sparring partner. And
now Hayden goes downstairs and upstairs, and Gołota standing in with him, taking a couple of shots.
And that sparring partner mentality is what I think Lou Duva was looking for in this fight. And Darren Hayden. But Darren Hayden said, I have a surprise for them.
The only fighters to go the distance with Gołota has been Big Robert Smith, who we saw in Bay St. Louis, and Marion Wilson. They've gone 6 and 8 respectively. Lying on the ropes, Darren Hayden took this fight on 4 days' notice, but saw what a great opportunity this would be. But right now it has been all Andrzej Gołota.
4 days' notice, but Hayden says, I stayed in the gym after the win over Odom. A couple of combinations from Hayden. He said, I feel like I can go a strong 10.
And the crowd now getting behind the underdog, Hayden. And if Hayden gets through this round, perhaps the confidence will soar. Comes out a different fighter in the third.
You can't get through too many of these rounds. Right hand. There's a good left hook.
He does rock Gołota. And again, the left hand working for Hayden. Is this a new fight? Dariusz Michalczewski, who grew up in Poland with Andrzej Gołota. He's now living in Hamburg, and he just defeated Leon Zabarber for that WBO title, and he has come to Vegas to cheer on his good friend. Andrzej Gołota had the big first round, put Hayden down twice, but Hayden showed a little rally late in that second round.
He came to life at the end of that second round. Final 10 seconds, Hayden threw a good left hook, and he followed it up with the right hand. But Hayden, fighting on the inside, is a dangerous thing to do. This is the way he told me he was not going to fight. When you go in there trying to test big heavyweight's power, yeah, sometimes you may weather the storm, but you take the punches, and they hurt. And, you know, with Gołota, he is landing good right hands. If he can find the sweet spot, looks like Hayden's looking for that too. If he can find the sweet spot, then he'll be able to knock Hayden out. Hayden's mouth wide open. Good combination from Hayden. Hayden punching back. Look at the hands of Gołota. Those arms are big. They're like tree trunks, but they get so heavy. The gloves feel so heavy. Especially when you're throwing real hard punches like Gołota has been trying to do.
21st fight for Gołota. This is only the 5th time he's been past the second round. So Darren Hayden hoping that the fight may change if he gets beyond this third. That he might have the advantage the longer it goes. There's a chopping right by Hayden, and then comes underneath. So Hayden is getting his shots in.
Absolutely, and you know, Darren Hayden is feeling that. Look at the motion now of Hayden's body. This is like Gołota was in the tape that we saw. The motion of his body going forward, whereas earlier it was standing up straight. And he wants for Gołota to revert back to his old ways, the ways of the amateur, the Polish amateur, standing up straight so that Darren Hayden can get under him and then throw punches. That's where Darren Hayden has had his most effectiveness.
And we'll see at this point if Gołota shows any signs of tiring. 6'4", 241 pounds with an 80-inch reach. Andrzej Gołota certainly has the size to be a factor in the heavyweight division. Now trying to adjust from the European style to more of the American style.
Yeah, the size, but look at the hands now. This is a different fighter. And it's only the 3rd round.
Scheduled for 10. We will pause now for a word from your local cable systems. As Hayden goes down in the closing seconds.
5, 6, 7, 8. You okay? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. You ready to fight?
This is what happened at the end of the round in the closing seconds. Our apologies. We get locked in at times to local commercials around the country. And Darren Hayden takes that straight shot, but able to get up and respond pretty quickly. And the fight continues into the 4th round.
Yeah, he jumped right up, Al, and he may be still weary from that right hand at the end of the last round.
Sean, just as it seemed as if Hayden was getting in there and scoring and maybe tiring Gołota.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what Gołota was looking for, that sweet spot that we were talking about.
Hayden
found
relaxed.
He found it at the end of that last round. Now let's see if he can find it again. For Gołota now, he's reverted back to his amateurish style, standing up more. Remember the difference in him in that first round? He's down low, he's moving forward, bobbing and weaving. Some of the things that Lou Duba has been working with Andrzej Gołota on. But, you know, when you get in trouble, when you get hurt, you're out on your feet, sometimes you revert back to your old habits, your old ways.
3 rounds down, and Hayden 3 times down. A very relaxed Andrzej Gołota, just kind of walking away, not getting that pressure from Hayden.
No, and it may be Hayden who's catching his breath.
Either that or Gołota's waiting for the final seconds of this 4th round.
These two have heard bells ringing all night.
Joe Hick coming up in our main event, the 3rd-ranked heavyweight in the world. And right now he is back in the locker room getting prepared. We'll also be speaking to George Foreman and Michael Moore, and a special guest will be joining us at ringside besides Moore and Foreman. So he's got to be pretty special to be beside Moore and Foreman.
Very special.
All right, we're coming down to the final minute of round number 4. Hayden cracks Gołota, and the pace has slowed down here in the 4th.
Really died this round. You know, Darren Hayden has a 21-inch neck. That is why he's able to take such good punches. The first time that he's been down was in the 1st round of this fight. That's probably why. You know, he can feel the strength, too, inside. See how Gołota kind of muscling around Hayden? Not only with his body, but he's also with his punches. Darren Hayden survived the early rounds. Twice in the 1st, once in the 3rd.
And the closing seconds of round 4. This is where Hayden got into trouble last round. But he will get through round number 4. And back to the corners, and we are here at ringside with a very special guest. As we had mentioned, the suspense reveals a man who is recognized the world over as truly the great daredevils of our time, Super Dave Osborne. And
it's a thrill to be here, Al. I came here really to promote my new show on USA, but this fight has me spellbound.
We were unaware of that.
Well, when it started, I don't think I've ever seen anybody as big as Gołota. In person, he has a dipstick, I think. He is absolutely
Clarify
huge.
that?
Yes, well, he's like a truck. And in the first round, it looked like, and to you guys, I'm sure, it was over with. And now Hayden is fighting on guts, and it's turned into an exciting fight. Very slow now, but exciting.
You know, this is a magical seat. You just sit in the seat, and all of a sudden, you become a commentator.
Yeah.
You have the champ sweating here.
I know. I'm worried.
No, you don't have to worry about anything.
Take over my job here.
All right, I'm just.
I wouldn't want your job either. So.
No, I know that.
Yeah, that's right.
Now,
no way.
would you
Am
say
I wrong,
No daredevils.
or is Hayden just so gutty right now to go on with this thing?
You're not wrong at all. He's very gutty. He has been hit. He's been knocked down. He's been hurt on several occasions.
Well, his mouthpiece was knocked out.
And the most important thing, Dave, he took this on 4 days' notice.
I know. I think
Friday.
he was working at a travel agency or something.
Are you getting any ideas?
Look at this. Now look at this right now. This fight is not over. Am I wrong? Am I making more of it than it is?
You are not wrong.
Well,
it is not
I mean,
over.
it's a fight right now.
Yeah, they took a break the last round, so I'm thinking they did that to pour it on this round.
Super Dave, how many life-threatening situations have you faced in your life?
Oh, I'd say 100.
100?
Yeah, approximately 100. Some I don't know because I've been in a coma when they've happened, so I can't count them all. But you know, I don't really want to talk about my new show during this fight because the fight is going on. So I'll talk about it after the fight. But
Okay, so in other
very
words,
excited about.
we're off the air then.
Yeah, you and I will talk about it. I don't want to talk about it on the air.
Okay, well, Andrew Gołota is trying to
Sean, what would
be
you
new
feel
show
right
in town.
now if you're Andrew? Would you start going after him? Would you be getting a little more confidence?
Start throwing punches.
That's
yes.
what he looks like he's doing right here.
Yep. Start throwing punches, but he's having so much trouble with the style that he's trying to get away from. And you know, the amateurs, they go as hard as they can for 3 rounds. There's a big left hook from Gołota. For 3 rounds, they give it everything they have. His problem has been in the pros, he's so accustomed to that 3 rounds that here we are in the 5th round, and he's punched himself out. A bit arm weary.
Right. And so, I mean, it's remote, but Hayden does have a shot here.
Yeah.
I mean, he's starting to look a little more confident to me.
Well, both of them heavyweights, they always have a shot. 18 KOs for Gołota out of 20 wins. Darren Hayden only 7 KOs, but 13 wins. So he's got good power also.
I think they have tired one another out sufficiently that it is time for Super Dave to jump in the ring and take him on.
I think
this is exactly why he's here.
Well, Gołota's scoring well, so maybe he can take on Hayden.
Yeah, that's just what I want to do. Hopefully, one of them will knock one of the fighters onto our lap, which would be great.
No, you are safe here, Dave. We have been lucky that we haven't had any kind of disasters here at the table. Yeah. We hope it doesn't happen with you sitting here.
Well, we're coming down now to 20 seconds in this 5th round.
How hard a puncher is Gołota, would you say?
Very hard.
Yeah, the
very
first
hard.
few rounds, it was just like dynamite.
It was like it was going to be over with in the first few rounds. Weathering the storm, though, Darren Hayden. Darren Hayden's a sparring partner. He's been in with all kinds of big, heavy punchers and good fighters, so he knows how to roll with the punches, stay out, and stay on his feet.
Al Albert with my 2 boxing commentators, the champ Sean O'Grady and Super Dave Osborne. And Super Dave, I know you really came here for a reason other than I know you're a big fight fan. You wanted to hear about Sean O'Grady's new show on USA.
But before I talk about that, I've got a new show coming on. Well, why'd they blow the whistle in the middle of my promotion?
It means you have 10 seconds to tell us about your new show.
I need more than 10 seconds. It's coming on January 7th, right here on USA. It's called Super Dave. Just a minute. It's called Super Dave's Vegas Spectacular, and it is the most exciting half-hour of television you're ever going to see. Be on Saturday nights, and we'll go back to the fight now, but I'll talk about it in a minute.
You know, we were a little nervous about it because we thought it might be on Tuesday nights between 9 and 11
no,
Eastern time.
Don't be nuts. I wouldn't do that.
Oh, thanks. Very worried about it. All right, Super Dave will stay with us here in this next round because he has found a home in this seat between the champ and myself.
One other thing, Sean, I got to ask you this. This is just amateurism on my part, but it seems to me that Gołota stands up a lot, stands straight up when either when he gets tired or when he thinks he's got the guy in trouble. It is?
You're hired.
European style.
You are hired as a trainer. Yes, right there is it. You're right.
So in other words,
so much of boxing is logical. I mean, there's a reason he is not getting his weight behind his punches, and it's just what you're saying. And that's the thing too. A fighter does not realize what he's doing inside the ropes, so they have to rely on their corners to pull them through the fight. You got to go back to the corner and listen to what your corner man says. Go out and try to do it.
But isn't it true that you listen for a minute, and then when you get back out there and maybe get hit or get tired of some of you revert back to instinct?
You are correct. That's why he is the super one. You are correct. It is. You forget when you are in the heat of battle, you forget what to do. It's like you can never train somebody how to react when they get knocked out on their feet, when they can still move around, but they're out. They're really out.
Right.
They're asleep, but they're still moving. They're still throwing punches. You can't tell them what to do. Good right hand from Gołota, because when they're in that situation, they're goofy. You don't think straight. You're not 100%. Your elevator's not going all the way to the top.
Right.
In the midst of some of your daredevil acts, do you get, as Sean would say, do you get goofy?
No, I never revert back until
Mickey
afterwards.
No,
I don't revert back till after the accident.
Yeah. Well, here I'm telling you, and you're a daredevil. I should be asking you about this.
I'm amazed by Hayden's guts. I really am. Because he could have thrown it in, and at one point, I don't know if you saw in the first round. Oh, well, I might be amazed, but it might be overlooked. No. Yeah, but in the first round, he knocked his mouthpiece out. Gołota knocked Hayden's mouthpiece out. Then he hit him again, and Hayden went, woo! He tried to get himself together. Right.
Blow the air out.
Exactly.
To try to revive your brain. Try to get back to it.
It's the thrill of boxing, of taking a punch. Does this give you any ideas of taking the punch as part of a? Could there be anything that's more difficult than taking that punch?
No. To me, there is nothing more difficult in the world than being a fighter, because unlike every other sport, you simply can't hide.
3 seconds. 2 seconds.
You can't hide.
Broadcaster stuff.
This round.
Welcome at ringside. Many of these fans paying some big numbers. Super Dave weaseling his way in between the champ and myself. And
thanks for using the word weasel. I really loved that.
And enjoying this fight.
New show.
We're going to wait until a little later.
Let's wait till after. I am telling you, it is an exciting new show you've ever seen, and it's going to be on January 7th as a premiere. Super Dave's Vegas Spectacular.
We're looking forward to it. Where will it be?
You know what's funny is that we're simply talking about this now, and these two men are up there killing themselves.
Well,
right.
Well, they're giving it everything they have.
I don't know about you, but USA made us do this.
Yeah, but these two in the ring, Gołota and Hayden, were both wondering when that special was.
Well, I was going to get up there and tell them, but I think they want to fight for another minute.
That might be your stunt,
right?
If you get up there and tell them.
2 minutes to go in round number 7, and Hayden, who has been down 3 times in this fight, but drawing it out to the later rounds.
I'm going to make a prediction right now that Gołota is going to take him out in this round.
Is this a strong feeling? Or
I'm just looking at him right now, and it looks like he just wants to get it over with.
And you may be right. Here he comes. But if Hayden is going to try a late rally in this fight, now is the time.
Now would be the time, but I'm telling you, I have a gut feeling that Hayden is exhausted.
You were right. Both men are exhausted. I can tell you from experience that you are very exhausted. And also here in Vegas, 6,500 feet above sea level. And it feels like 6,500 degrees outside sometimes. But at that height, it is at that altitude, the air is thin, it's hard to breathe, hard to catch your breath.
What does it tell you about Gołota that he wasn't able to put him away early?
Can't finish.
That he's not in condition to finish? Is that
there's a number of things to knocking a man out. When you have to seize that opportunity, when he's ready to go, if you can put a man on the canvas once, you can put him down on the canvas again and put him out.
Yeah, well, he's finished 18 of his 20 fights, so
he just hit him with a good left hook.
And he has put a guy down 3 times who's never been down in his career, and you see the way he's built with a thick neck too. Very difficult to knock down, as he has proven coming into this fight.
Yes, however, has Gołota been all over him? Gołota has been standing back, tying up, holding on, leaning on the inside, standing up straight. Still have some work to do in the gym for Andrzej Gołota.
Closing seconds of round number 7, and Super Dave's predicting the 8th round.
I said the 8th, didn't I?
The fight has been stopped.
Well, I got to tell you something. They did it because I predicted.
Oh, wow.
There was no reason to stop it, but they found out that I predicted, so they stopped it.
You make predictions, too.
Are you a daredevil or a
and
prophet?
yeah, right.
So Darren Hayden is stopped, even though Super Dave Osborne has become a big Darren Hayden fan, and Andrzej Gołota, through that 7th round, it will officially be 7. So Super Dave did predict this correctly, and now is headed out towards the casino trying to ride his luck. Let's get the official time, and here is Mark Biro.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee stops the contest at the end of the 7th round. The winner by technical knockout and still undefeated,